Okay, I gotta say that I am very excited. In fact, it's been years since I felt this excited as an artist. And that's mainly because for the longest time, I've been a traditional artist. And when I say traditional, I would generally go with pencil and paper and actually do my drawings in real life. And the only times I would go and do some digitally, it's ever if I want to go extra with my drawings. Like I would start off with just the sketches on pencil and paper, then I would go and ink them, and then right afterwards I would scan them on my computer and I would do the rest on Photoshop. I've done pretty well with that system for a while, and one good example that I could show you, a good recent example, is that not long ago I've actually done the 6 different character challenge. Like you've probably seen that on social media that artists have done. I've actually done that, but with Disney characters. And from there, I've been doing this my whole time just as a little hobby because, well, doing art like that isn't necessarily my job. But today is going to be a day in which I'm going to be transitioning as an artist, where I would have to move on from my traditional side and embrace going fully digital like many of the professional artists today. And that is because I was actually sent my first ever graphic tablet.
Yes, what I have here is the GAOMON PD1320. Not only does it have a fully laminated 1080p LED screen with 86% NTSC gamut, but it requires no batteries at all, and it has a grand total of 8,192 pressure levels.
Actually, I do have a pretty funny story when it comes to this tablet in particular, because originally I was supposed to review the PD1220. That was the original plan that I had with the people at GAOMON when they asked me to go and make this video. However, the biggest difficulty, or what seems to be the biggest challenge of all this, was for them to send me the tablet itself, not because of any shipping difficulties or anything like that, but it's because these tablets seem to be selling like hotcakes and they always seem out of stock. And after a few days or even a couple of weeks after I accepted to go and do this video, they told me that they've run out of 1220s to go and send me. So instead, they're going to do the backup plan, and they decided to send me the PD1320, which is the same thing except it's actually a little bit bigger with a slightly bigger screen. To which I thought, okay, that sounds fine because it actually sounds like an upgrade from before. And they gave me the option of different colors of which one I would like, which, by the way, yes, these tablets actually do come in different colors. So I asked, well, it would be fitting if I would go and pick blue. But unfortunately, they don't have any more blues, so this is the only one that they have sent me. This is the only option, which apparently is the gray model. So yeah, basically, I have to go and work with what they have sent me. It doesn't seem like I had much of a choice throughout all this.
Okay, enough talk about how I got it. Let's actually see what I even got in the first place. And the first thing to bring out is, of course, the screen itself, which is a pretty solid size now that I see it in real life, and you can also have the lovely bonus of seeing my camera setup. Next, we have a cover to protect the screen whenever you don't use it. Cool, that's pretty smart. Then we also got the instructions and a cloth to clean with. Oh, and I discovered later that there's also an artist glove behind it. Then you got the cables like the HDMI and the USBs to plug it all together. Then you got this handy pen holder that comes with some replacement nibs inside. Then, of course, is the all-important pen. And finally, you got this box that has the adapter plug that's part of the USB cables.
Alright, I think now everything should be in place. I will admit that it does take a little bit of time in order to go and fully set everything up, to make sure that all the wires are in the right places, that they are connected properly, to make sure that everything does work, and not to mention making sure that I set up the tablet correctly in a way that I feel comfortable with and that I would feel good in order to go and work on it, as well as as setting up all the softwares, like download any necessary softwares that I need for this, as well as updating the already existing ones that I do have so that they can all fully function normally when doing these. So I think I'm at the point that I don't need to do any more. So I will go and grab myself, might as well go all out with this, and grab my glove, grab the pen, and be ready to go and make my first fully digital drawing.
Now, before I begin drawing, I just need to talk about one criticism that I have with this. With the cables that come in the box, they can make quite a mess and it's pretty tough to organize, especially when this requires different plugs to go in different places. Maybe there are ways to go around it with other PCs, but with my Mac, I'm guaranteed to have these cables protruding everywhere. Technically, it is true that you can go around this by just getting a USB-C to USB-C cable, and that should work the same, but it requires a very specific one, not just any that you could buy at the store. And speaking of which, I want to add that there is a good chance that you'd have to buy one or a few extra accessories in order to make the most out of the tablet. Like, I went and bought this laptop stand to hold it in the right position. Okay, now with that out of the way, let's turn on Clip Studio Paint and get drawing. For this example, I decided I'm going to draw Kermit because, well, he's easy to draw, and his design is simple enough where I can be creative with his poses and expressions. One of my biggest worries when starting this is the feel when drawing. When I draw on paper, there is a rough texture that allows me to have more control over the flow of my movements, and I can imagine drawing on a tablet screen will make me lose some of that control from the slipperiness of the smooth screen. However, I was surprised to find that it was easier to control here. There is a noticeable difference, and I'll probably need more time to adjust, but I was still able to have some control over what I draw, and I think I need to practice a few more times and then I'll get used to it. Admittedly, I did try it out a bit beforehand in order to get the right settings placed correctly and to get comfortable with Clip Studio with these kinds of controls. And I'll admit that I can totally see the benefits of graphic tablets, where it's like having a magic brush in the palm of my hands that can do whatever I want. Well, artistically, that is. I even feel like I got more control over the stuff I do on Photoshop, where I can be more precise with my pen. I'll admit, I'm not a great artist, and this is probably not the best Kermit drawing you've seen on the internet, but like I said before, practice makes perfect, and after working on this little piece, I think I could get the hang of drawing on a graphic tablet.
And there you have it, everyone! My first experience with a graphics tablet, to which I drew Kermit the Frog because, well, why the fridge not? And I gotta say, even though this is my first time working with a graphics tablet, I actually had a very good time with it. The screen was actually very clear, and working with the pen is actually very nice and actually easier to control than I thought. So it worked out very, very well, and I'm sure this won't be the last time that I will be using this graphics tablet. And also, there is one more thing that I want to mention of the fact why I never had a graphics tablet before. And what held me back in the past is because of the price. Generally, when it comes to graphics tablets like these, they could go for a pretty hefty price, often in the 4-digit range. I'm pretty sure nowadays they have become a little bit more affordable, but still, they had a massive price tag to the point where just for something that I would do from time to time as a hobby, it just doesn't necessarily feel worth it just to really put a lot of my own hard-earned cash to go and invest in something that big in which maybe I might not use on a daily or regular basis. Like, my main job does not include doing drawings every day. But when it comes to this graphics tablet, when it comes to either the PD1220 or the PD1320, they're actually surprisingly affordable. I won't say that they are cheap. They are still at a pretty hefty price. Like on Amazon, the one that I do have actually goes for, last I checked, $256 US. So yeah, it is still a bit of an investment, but still very much affordable for what this thing is. And for something that does function very well, I think the money is absolutely worth it. And honestly, I really do recommend it, especially for those who want to have their own graphics tablet or want to start working with a graphics tablet. I highly recommend that you can go and do this as a startup. Again, this is my first full experience with a graphics tablet, so I'm not necessarily an expert on this, and maybe there are others that could recommend something that is more high-end and probably more expensive, that could really get more bang for your buck. But as someone who has a transition to the graphics tablet world and using it for the first time, having this, honestly, I'm really happy with it, and I am really satisfied. So I think this is going to be a good keeper for a while. And with that said, that should be it for this little special video. I would like to thank the people of GAOMON for sending me this graphics tablet, and thank you for watching this, and hopefully this could go and get you interested to get drawing and maybe get your own graphic tablet in order to go and make your own digital drawings like what I did right here. So with all that said and done, I would like to say thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, see you later, dudes.